Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Wait, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, a few minutes late. I could not find my book. I was just running around everywhere. I didn't know where I put it. Okay. Sorry, I can't see. 1 second. How are you guys doing? As always, I cannot tell if anybody is in here yet. But I'm hoping you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can see. Okay, cool. Hi, how is everyone doing? How you doing? Good. I'm glad to hear it. It's been a minute since we've done a book club. I feel a little, I feel like it's my first time. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Richard. I am feeling better. My headache did go away last night, which I was very surprised about. Thank you so much. Still got 4 hours of sleep last night, but and I accidentally napped a little bit too long yesterday after our reading sprints. But I am good. Okay, how's everyone doing today? Hello, Pia, Christina, JC, Jenny, Kristen, Dan. How's everyone doing on this wonderful Sunday afternoon? Did I? I did. Okay. No, yeah, I did. Okay. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Okay. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared, but today not so much. Okay, cool. I have my notes. Oh, good, Christina. You fell asleep during reading sprints. That's a good time to sleep, actually. That's so funny. Well, good. Well, I'm glad that you did get sleep. You work way too much, so. Thank you very much. Good. I'm glad everyone's doing well. Weather-wise, hot, cold. Oh, other JC, hello, welcome. Honestly, the weather's not bad here either. For summer, it's not too bad. I have no complaints. I think it's in the 80s here. I know, I'm so excited to talk about this. I'm very excited to see what everyone thinks. This book was not at all what I expected, so. Oh, very warm. Do you typically live where it's colder? Oh, guys, Morella heard me. Morella's like, oh, are my people live for me? Oh, and she's scared of a book, and she's hitting a book, and she's hitting a book. You good? Okay. Hot in Florida, I would expect nothing less. um, Hello. I know everyone's live. Everyone wants to see you. It's the only reason why we get here. We come together once a month. Is for you. Okay. Ah, claws. Oh, I'm so glad. That is, I like, those are very nice comments when people try to get back into reading and they find something, some book that I've recommended that helps them. So thank you. Oh, that's nice. We haven't had rain for a very long time here. In the high 20s. I don't know what that is. Guys, I'm American. We don't use Celsius over here. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Oh, 68. Wait, that's perfect weather. Okay. It's been. Hello? Hello? Wait, really? Is that? It's been like 80. Is it 80 or is it warmer? It honestly has not been that hot of a summer. I guess it's gone up to 90 this, which is 32 degrees Celsius. But we have dry heat. I know a lot of you guys like Florida, and I think so, you guys in the UK, you have more uh like it's more humid out there. Oh, really? A lot of rain. Oh, wow. Okay, well, you guys can send some rain this way if you'd like. I wouldn't mind a day or two of rain. Oh, you guys are funny. Oh, you can, Richard? Are you gonna get one? Oh, yeah, they're right here. These mini brands. We were talking about these mini brand book things on Patreon. So I got a few of them. Oh, I got these guys. This is series 2. I don't know the difference, but this is series 2, this is series 1. And they're, I don't know if you guys have seen these, but they're like mini little books in here. I don't know. I haven't opened them yet. I was thinking maybe I should just open one to kind of see what it looks like because I've never, and then I have those two for the purpose I was intending. I don't know. Should I open this one? It's also just been sitting here, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I just want to open it. Yes. Yeah, the no AC would destroy me, I think. And my animals. My dogs do not like it. Morella likes it when it's like 90 degrees, but the dogs do not do well with the heat. So I don't know how you guys survive without the AC. Oh my gosh, yeah, Christina, I don't know how you guys survive in the humid states. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. We have very dry heat, so it's really not. I mean, it gets hot. It gets like, well, other summers it's like 110 out here sometimes, but this summer it's barely 90. I really can't complain. Oh no. You have to wait till they come back in stock. What do you guys think? Should I open her? I'm dying to know what's inside. Oh yes, yes. So we do book clubs every month. So for anybody who's new or hasn't been to a book club before, we'll talk about the book during book club. This month's book was When the Wolves Come Home by Nat Cassidy. And then at the end of book club, people will recommend books for next month's book club. And then I bring all those options to Patreon. Patreon selects which book we're actually going to read, and then I'll keep you updated. Morella. And then I'll let you guys know as soon as the book is selected, which book is picked, and then that'll be for the following month. So yes, every month. And then we're also reading House of Leaves together. So yeah, we have that too. Yeah, I think some of them have Goosebumps books, but like I said, I don't know the difference between the series or what. I don't know. Open it? Okay. Oh, you convinced me. Oh, you guys convinced me. Okay, let's open this and then we'll talk about the book. Is that fine with you guys? I've honestly been dying to get this, to open this and see what's inside. Yep. You guys say open it, I say we open it. Oh. Ugh. Oh yeah. I've seen those too. The Richard, you're talking about just like the little mini books. Um, and I think, well, I guess let's just open this. Let's see. Why the hell not, you know? Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to open this. Oh, I got it. All right, Dells. Oh, your claws, dude. I cannot get this open. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. For those of you, I know there were a few of you who watched it. Oh yeah, and Christina. I am still thinking about that freaking movie that we watched, the Dumplings movie. No, don't eat that. Don't eat that. No. I still think that that's one of the more disturbing movies I've ever watched. Okay. Oh my god, there's another freaking... Are you joking? Why are there two of them? Anyways, I can't stop thinking about that movie Dumplings. It still haunts my dreams. I don't know where to put this so the cat won't eat it. Okay. Are you guys ready? Ready? Ooh. Okay, so there's just some stuff inside. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little packets. And then we have a little thing. I'm hoping this says... Oh, it does say what books you can get. Okay, cool. So... There's these common ones. I'm sure you guys are not going to be able to read them. Sorry, Morella's ripping apart a box. So they do have a lot of rolled... How do you say that guy's name? Roald Dahl books, like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, blah, blah, blah. They have Diary of a Wimpy Kid. They do have a few Goosebumps. They have the Vampire Diaries. They have 2 Colleen Hoover books. So those are the common ones. What does it say? Netflix. They have a Stranger Things book. And then on the back they have rare ones. Which those look a little bit more... Oh, they have the Babysitter's Club. Bunnicula. A Bunny Dracula story. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Clueless. Is a book. See, and then they have like the Burn book. But that's like not even a... And then they have Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. A Christmas Carol. Then they have... a book called Dog Man. I don't know what any of those are. But anyways, so they just have a ton of different, and then they get more rare, I guess. So I think this is like a shelf or something. Yeah, it is a shelf. Oh, really? Is that? I have no idea what that is. The bunnycula thing? Okay. I should be able to put this together without instructions. It's only 5 pieces. Okay. No? Hello? Okay, well, there is some sort of bookshelf. I'll figure that out. Anyways, there's a bookshelf to put them on. Oh, whoops. Almost missed a few pieces. Okay, our first book is dun dun dun. Oh my god. Oh yeah, so somebody was saying they come with a magnifying glass. They actually do. So here's a little magnifying glass. And our first book is Cat Kid Comic Books. Okay, first of all, look at this teeny bookmark. It's so cute. Oh my god, you guys, these are so cute. I don't even know what this book is, but this is adorable. Oh yeah, there's like 2 pages of writing. And then the rest is blank. But look at how teeny tiny. Okay. Let's see here. This was published in... Oh wait, it does actually kind of work. This was published in 2020. That is so cute. That is so cute. Oh, do you? Yeah, I just got I think the second series just came out or something. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, he was a vampire bunny that would suck the juices out of vegetables. Wait, that's so cute. I've never heard of that before. There's a Hocus Pocus book. Look at...
What is that?
Just...
Cat Kid?
It's the little mini brands.
That's cool.
How cute is that?
It's like
Look, you can read it with
the same people that made like Captain Underpants.
I have no idea. I'm not sure. But isn't that so cute? Look at the teeny bookmark. Oh my gosh. We're going to spend all of our mortgage for next month on these.
Great.
Oh, you're saying like the book from Hocus Pocus. Mini Lord of the Rings, that would be cool. Yeah, I wonder if they're just going to make a whole bunch of these. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these. Oh yeah, I'm definitely writing my secrets in there. Okay. Let's see what we got next. Dun dun dun. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, it's a Little Babysitter's Club. Did you guys ever read these as a kid? The Babysitter's Club books? Oh my god, wait, this one's filled. Look at... Well, actually, I don't know if you could see, but it actually is filled with writing. Let's see if we can actually read one of them. This one is called Little Sister. And then it also said Karen. It also says Karen's Witch on it. I don't know what the hell that means. All right, let's see. Can you actually read these? Dude, what? Is this English? I feel like I'm looking at ancient scrolls in Latin or something. There's no way in hell I could read this. So silly. Okay, wait. The first page I can read. It says, "Hi, I am Karen Brewer. I am 6. No, I'm 6 going on 7 years old, and I think I'm very lucky. I'm lucky because I have 2 families. Most people only have 1, but my brother Andrew and I have 2. And then there's this little tiny bitch on this page. Wow, cute. It's so cute. I totally get the hype for these. I get it. I understand. Yes, have the little dolls read the book. Okay, last one, guys. I got Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is actually one I wanted to read. Dang. But there's no way you can like actually read these. The first page, it looks like legible writing, and then after that, it just looks like nothing. But anyways, hold on, let me see if you can actually see it or not. There's a lag. 1 second. You can kind of see. So these are the ones that we got. Mostly kids' books. And I think the series 2 has even more books in it, I think. No, yeah, it does, because the cover of it has way different books than this thing. So, oh yeah, let's look and see if we got all common books or not. So I got Cat Kid comic books. So I got a rare one. This one, it's like a hardback too. So this one's rare. Little Sister Babysitter's Club. That's another rare one. Guys, I'm buying a lotto ticket today. And then I got a common Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Well, that was absolutely adorable. Bet you didn't know that we were just going to be unboxing kids' toys at book club today. But here we are. And I'll figure out how to set up the little bookshelf. Anyways, how freaking cute is that, guys? So my plan was to get them and then open them and then for a video read the books that are inside of them. But I got multiple, so maybe I'll still do that with those ones. Anyways, what do you think? Adorable? Cute? Super cute? Nice. You can write your new dumpling recipes in them. Oh my gosh, you guys. Is that how you pronounce it? Roald Dahl. Dude, I'm telling you, that dumplings movie messed me up. And you guys, your commentary on the dumplings also cracked me up. Anyways, okay, I will be writing my dumpling recipes in there, you guys. You know me so well. And I want to set up this bookshelf, but I'm just not very coordinated, so I feel like it's going to take too long. There's instructions, but no, thank God, Richard. My God. No. So we watched The Fly for Patreon a few weeks ago, and then I took a nap after, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have some weird dreams after. And my dream was that I went to the fly's, like, his house, and I was just so grossed out because it was so dirty. And then I woke up, I'm like, okay, well, I like how I was okay with the murder and everything, but the dirty apartment was too much. But no, thankfully I didn't dream of dumplings. Oh. Like this? Well, okay. So I guess we can, okay, first of all, is anybody here that didn't read the book for this month, When the Wolves Come Home? If you didn't, that's totally fine. I just want to know so I can give you guys kind of a quick synopsis while we're going through so that you guys aren't like bored sitting here listening to us ramble the whole time. You know what I mean? Oh, and you can add to them. So it's one little shelf and then you can stack them. Guys, this is so cute. Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. But where does this go? And what about the top part? There is no top part. Wait, I'm so confused. Guys, I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid. Oh, no, yeah, that's... Hello? Get in there, you little whore. Okay. Oh. There she is. Okay. And I think these go on the bottom. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is so cute. I should be a little kid toy review channel. Okay, this is freaking adorable. I'm spending all my money on this. Okay. Sorry, that took way longer than it should have. And it's still messed up a little. Okay, here it is. Here's my bookshelf. How cute is that? And then you can stack them. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, so sorry. The book. What we came here for. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted. Okay. Okay, there are people who haven't read it. Totally fine. Completely fine. I just want to, make it not so boring for you. Wait, Richard, have you not read Goosebumps? I think we do have to do like a Goosebumps read along. I was trying to see if they were on Kindle Unlimited or something, but they're not. But at least I feel like that's something easy that we can, like you can kind of find them anywhere. At least in the US. I don't know about the UK. I'm not sure where you are, but... All right, so When the Wolves Come Home. How long have we been live? Have we been live for... Oops. We've been live a long time. Okay, When the Wolves Come Home. First of all, how did you guys feel about this one? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you like the read? Our last few books, we haven't had the best luck with. But this one had really good ratings. So curious how you guys feel about this one, just generally. Like you gave it a 4.5. That's great. Great rating. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Okay. Loved it. My favorite Nat Cassidy. I've only read this and Rest Stop from this writer. I know he has a few other books. 5 stars. Wow, really? Sorry, that was loud. Loved it. I liked it a lot. I gave it 4 stars. Nice. So much better than Rest Stop, Christina. I know you hated that one. I know you're not a big fan of Rest Stop. Okay. Did not expect the direction it took. That was me 100%. I was not expecting where this book was going. Wait, so you mean you were going back and forth like, oh, I like it, I'm not sure, I like it, I'm not sure, and then at the end you're like, oh, okay, that was worth the read. Yes. I there were a part or two in here that got me tearing up too. Loved it. Okay, that's so cool. The twist around page 150 was so good. I needed to stare into emptiness for 15 minutes straight. A 4.75. Nice. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to move all this trash because Morella is going to eat all of this. Okay. Yeah, no problem if you didn't get to it. I just like to know beforehand so I can try to kind of give you guys a synopsis as we go along. I really liked it. The last 25% had me sobbing. Yeah. Definitely made me tear up a little bit. A little bit. Oh, thank you. Welcome. We're glad you're here. It did. Yeah, it was not at all what I was expecting at all from this book. So, I'm excited to get into it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, people were telling me that I had to read, I think it was Mary was the one that they were recommending. I'll get to that one eventually. Especially because I liked the writing so much in this one. So I will definitely pick up other works of his. 5 stars? That's great. Well, I mean, this one has great ratings, so it seems like generally people like this. It made me sad and then angry, yeah. Oh, really? All 5 stars. Have you read Rest Stop? That one seems to be his most you either love it or hate it kind of book, it seems. All right, When the Wolves Come Home. All right, so this book, for those of you who haven't read it, it's about a girl named Jess. She works in as a waitress in like a small little diner. And one night there's a guy, what would you call him? Like a customer in the diner who comes out of the bathroom and he's looking kind of messed up. And so she's like, I'll go ahead and I'll clean. And she ends up going and cleaning the bathroom and accidentally sticks herself with a needle. Also, for those of you, just so you know, we are going to be giving away the book and stuff, just so you know. Anyways, she sticks herself with a needle. She's freaking out. And things become kind of weird after that. Oh, there's a hummingbird outside. She starts to freak out. She goes home. She forgets her phone at the diner. And when she gets to her house, she finds a little boy in the bushes. And I think we start with the little boy, right? Yeah. So at first, the very first chapter is the little boy. His dad's mad and throwing shit around and breaking shit, and he gets scared and runs off. And this part 1 is labeled All Dads Are Motherfuckers. Oh. Oh yeah, you did say that the characters were, I think you said they were like more sad characters, right? In his other books. Completely understandable. The fluffy children take precedence over book club. I totally understand. Okay, so she finds the little boy in her bushes outside of her apartment, and a little bit later, a naked man shows up fighting with her neighbors, and then the man I guess she doesn't know it at the time, but it ends up being the man, turns into a werewolf. And she takes the little boy. The little boy's obviously scared of the kid, and they start this journey running away from this werewolf. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm definitely gonna pick up Morella. Morella. Oh, she's always getting into something. Okay, so there's so much that I liked about this book though, because there's so many little themes I feel like throughout the story that come and connect back to the characters and then bring the characters, like the characters are kind of parallel to each other as well in the story. There's just so much cool stuff in here. But one thing that's for certain, it seems that the main character Jess kind of has the same coping mechanisms as her father. I think like her choice of being stressed out and then just wanting to drink is one of them. But then also I feel like you could say that that's true for the whole story because she's just kind of running from her problems, you know, throughout. I'm trying to remember if I guess that's maybe not true for the little kid. I was trying to find parallels too, but I guess he's a little kid and it's a little bit different in that sense. But there's also a lot of fairy tales used throughout the story. You have the birds that show up with a little boy who's lost, stuck by a needle. You have quotes, like direct quotes. All the better to hear you, my dear, and that kind of stuff. Why do you guys think fairy tales are so prominent throughout the book? And did you guys like the use of fairy tales throughout the story? Morella. Morella. Jeez. Oh yeah, just sad characters. Yeah, and she was humorous at times too, which I did like too. The main character, Jess. Thank you very much. I think the "all dads are motherfuckers" quote has an echo throughout the book. That it sounds like one thing when you first read it, but then you realize it has both humor and truth in it. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so many things. I feel like he did such a good job wrapping things up, and like there are so many themes that you can find. There are a thread of themes throughout the whole book that you can kind of pick apart, you know? I think the boy grew up on fairy tales. So that was all he knew from his storybooks, and it created a lot of fun too. That is true. Fairy tales were used as cautionary stories for kids to make them scared. So it fits for the little boy because he's scared of everything. Oh, okay, that's a really good point too. Yeah, because I was thinking he does a really good job of kind of having the book from the perspective of children who deal with issues kind of handed down, like inherited from their parents, but then there's also another side of this book that's fun and very childlike as well. And so you do kind of have both sides of the coin. But yeah, I love that idea of fairy tales being, yeah, like cautionary tales, and it feeds again into the fear instilled in the little boy and in Jess as well, because she's very fearful throughout the story too, and that's kind of where the story ends up being. So for those of you who haven't read it, she takes the boy, she goes on the run, and she soon finds that this boy, his fears can kind of manifest and he can almost bring them into reality. So part of the book turns into, they watch like Who Framed Roger Rabbit on TV, and he turns that into, like, he pulls that from the show and turns it into real life. Which, by the way, did you guys know that's a book? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's on my TBR list, but I really want to read it. I loved that movie as a kid. I haven't watched it since I was probably like 5, but I loved that movie as a kid. Fairy tales are typically aimed at children, and it helped that you were put in the younger mindset. Yeah, totally, to emphasize like how that little boy felt, for sure. Ow. Yeah, and there's also some. Oh no, she's gonna scare the shit out of me. Damn it. There's also some like contradictory information online as to whether like the Grimm's fairy tales were actually for children or not. I get mixed information when I search that. So I don't know. I don't know if they were actually for children or not. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. They are, especially those, are very dark. Freaking, what's the one? Well, I think I read on this channel Cinderella and the mermaid one, the Little Mermaid. And those were both really dark. Cinderella, the birds like pluck out the eyeballs of her sisters. Pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up stuff. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you enjoyed I think the cartoon stuff threw me off. This book felt a little bit like Stephen King to me, with like supernatural elements, but instead of ghosts or whatever, or like Wendigo or whatever he writes about, they were like cartoons and stuff. And at first it super threw me off. I'm like, what is this book? Wait, what is this book about? But then once you kind of like analyze the story a little bit deeper, it does make sense, and it doesn't feel like a silly horror book. You know what I mean? It's there for a reason. I like the use of fairy tales. Used in juxtaposition to exploration of fear. Yes. Okay, yeah, or fairy tales, how we learn, how we face our fears. Yeah, and there's usually lessons with them. So having an adult and child dealing with fear. That is true too. Yeah, because Jess's fears, because I was thinking about this a lot. I'm like, why the needle? I mean, other than the obvious reference to the fairy tale, why specifically the needle? But I think that's actually a good point, because we see the silly fears of a kid, cartoon weasels coming to life, but then we also get to experience real life fear from an adult as well. Something that is probably to us more fearful. Something like that. Something more catastrophic than like a weasel coming to life. So yeah, I think that's true. It was a good juxtaposition between seeing the fears of a kid versus Jess's fears. Fairy tales have always been very cruel and violent. Yeah, really interesting. Oh. Oh, I liked when Jess became famous, showing a different kind of fear. That's also true. That's also true too. Um, yes, her sister's cutting their toes off to fit into the slippers. Yes, and how in the Little Mermaid she almost killed the prince. Can someone teach me how to do bangs? I don't know what I'm doing. Is she still up there? Oh no. You trying to get down? Yeah? Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. You gotta move though. I can't see. I can't see. Oh, we all know this is the Morella show. We call it book club, but this is just We all just show up to look at Morella for an hour or two every month. Okay. Oh, jeez. Where are my dogs? Where was I? Sorry. Morella. Morella, I can't see. You know what's crazy about the Grimm fairy tales, regardless if they were meant for children or not, the fact that Disney executives got in a room, like I just picture the board, I know I said this before, but I just picture the boardroom meeting where a bunch of men are like, and then she cut off her toes. Let's make it a kids movie. It's so wild that that is where the stories originated from. And even if they weren't intended for children, they still ended up being kids. That's like taking Saw and being like, let's make this a kids movie. That's so weird. That's crazy. I have not read Hansel and Gretel. No, I do have a lot of sorry, my bangs are super distracting me. I do have a lot of them. I have like the Grimm's fairy tale book. I think it's here somewhere. Ow, here. And I have a few others that I got on Kindle to read. But I think the only ones that I've read so far are The Little Mermaid and Cinderella. But I heard that the Hunchback of Notre Dame's really messed up. I think maybe that's the one that I got. I can't remember. Okay, this is true. That it's not just his fears that are manifested, but that's how the story begins, and then it does kind of, yeah, it's more than just what he's scared of. But those situations are typically the ones that become bigger plots in the story, like the dad becoming a werewolf. The werewolf well, I guess we'll get into that stuff later too, because I guess it's not so cut and dry. But yes, you're right. It's not just things that he's fearful of. Other things he brings to life as well. His reality becomes everyone's reality. Yes, and he's very big on the truth too. He doesn't like being lied to. Ma'am, what are you eating? um, isn't Stephen King bringing out an adaptation of a fairy tale? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, didn't he have a book called Fairy Tales? Fairy Tale or something like that? Maybe I'm wrong. I know, I know, I know. And she scares me every time she does it. Every time. All the time. Every time she goes up there, she will scare the shit out of me. Yes. We need to be careful what we say to kids. Yeah, that's true. Since they interpret the world differently and more literally. You know what I mean? Like he takes things and turns them into exactly what he envisions in his head, which is pretty interesting as well. It made you almost see through the eyes of a kid. Yes. Yeah, whereas if somebody walked up to me and said, "Hey, this book is about a dad who becomes a werewolf and cartoons come out of the TV and Halloween masks at a Target start eating people," I'd be like, "What?" But yeah, it does have like a childish feel to it, and you do get to see things through his perspective. but think about that, because that's towards the end of the book. I mean, I guess we'll get into that, but I was thinking, oh my God, that would be the worst power for an adult to have, because life is just so scary in general, like Jess is coping with it at the ends. Like, how do you not, how are you not fearful 24/7? And then I loved her line too when she said, adults are scared too. We just call it by a different name. We call it anxiety. I was like, oh wow, that's so great. But yeah, what a horrible thing to have. So you are like almost fearful of the kid at times because of what he can do, the powers that he has of bringing things into reality, Morella. But then also you feel so deeply for him because he's just a freaking kid and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And think about if you were in that situation, we probably would be able to control it even less than him. Morella. There's power in words. Yep, and in the person saying them, yeah. And how sad, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead. We haven't really gotten into anything, but how sad that he still at the end still loves his dad and still wants to be with his dad even though he's so fearful of him, It's such an interesting book on a lot of things, It comments on like childhood trauma, it comments on the difficulties of parenting, it comments on so many things. Yeah, tensions between Jess and the boy. That's something that we're definitely going to come back and touch on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was the dad that was experimented on by the military, and then he passed down whatever to the kid. Oh, so he wasn't supposed to have children, and then he did? Is that? Oh, yeah. He was meant to be Cyril. Okay. Oh, he's doing a retelling of Hansel and Gretel. Interesting. With an artist who did Where the Wild Things Are. I did not know that. I still have to see The Life of Chuck because I did really enjoy that book. Childhood fears. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking of when I was a kid. What would have come to life? I used to have crazy nightmares about horror movies. I don't know how to reply. I don't know how to reply in general, to be honest. I am not good with technology. I'm sorry, I'm no help. Do you guys know how to reply on your phones in the chat? Like you're saying reply to a specific person, I'm assuming? Oh my God, this is fucked up. The moment I realized the power that the boy had, I was immediately like, he has to die. And it made me really sad. Yeah. Yeah, they make such an interesting pair. Um, and also what a perfect symbol of a dad to turn him into the wolf. I just thought that was so, I loved that, because he sees his dad smashing things and getting angry, and then he sees this scary wolf in a book, and then he turns his dad into this wolf. Yeah. Oh, okay. This was one line that I really liked. Okay, so this is before she leaves. She sees the wolf for the first time, and the wolf's just like picking people up and biting their heads off and stuff. It says, Jess can hear Kelsey's screams echo into the creature's mouth and down its throat. There were a lot of one-liners like that just really clarified the picture of the story in my head. That I was like, that's a cool line. Yeah, what if the boy finds out about nuclear weapons? Oh, yeah, yeah. Or when Jess even says, what about when he learns how to be deceitful? Or, like that's just like, oh, it's so scary. Okay. and the dad being a self-fulfilling prophecy. He proved himself just as dangerous as the boy thought. Yes, but we will also come back to that too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. 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 So much anxiety thinking about being stuck with this kid. And on one hand, you want to protect him. I mean, that was her only goal from taking him away from the wolf. She didn't even know it was his dad at first, you know? And then she starts to understand the power of the situation. This kid can bring anything into life, his fears, what he believes to be true, anything, and how dangerous that is for the world and also for her too. Because yeah, she can't just leave him somewhere because he can still kill her. Yeah, how interesting. Yes, okay. This is, yeah, Jess's procrastination about going to the doctor was frustrating, but then it was also playing on the fear of knowing the truth. Totally. She would rather be in limbo than deal with it. 100%. And think about how many times you do stuff like that. How many times you procrastinate a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment. I've been needing to go to the dentist for like so long, and I keep putting it off because I just hate the dentist. And it's so dumb. It's, you know what I mean? Like, nothing's going to happen. It'll be fine. It'll be an hour, but I still will not make that appointment, you know? So, yeah, totally. It makes such perfect sense that she keeps putting it off. Yeah, I do remember something like that the military thought he was sterile or something, and that's why he was, or they thought he couldn't have kids, and then he left and had a kid or something. I don't know. Do you guys remember more clearly? Or the experiments made him sterile? I don't even really remember that part. It was mentioned very briefly. Richard, even I know about your feelings. Go to the dentist. I know. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt like it was that one day. But yeah, I know. I need to go to the dentist. Don't want to. Don't want to. I hate the dentist. Okay, yes. But so there's a lot of things in here, like drugs, alcoholism, anger, things like that being handed down from generation to generation too. And that's why I thought it was interesting, like you guys were saying, that they were experimenting on the dad, but then these genes get passed down to the son. I think that it's all a metaphor for like childhood trauma and dealing with what your parents gave to you. You know what I mean? Even if it's not in such an aggressive manner that the kid experienced. Jess is, I feel like, a good representation of that as well. And like her coping mechanisms being like her father's and things like that. And I guess in some way we can make that connection between the kid too, like how he deals with his fear. And also anxiety and trauma of dealing with things at such a young age. Yeah, okay. I don't know what I meant by this. The end of paragraph. Sorry, I just wrote foreshadowing, but I didn't clarify what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, okay. So in here she says, "You're a smart kid." Margie says and pokes his belly. "I knew I liked you. I told you it only works when you're around things that you're afraid of. Why would I be afraid of you?" Yep, I guess that is foreshadowing. And then, oh, I like this quote too. "The boy sleeps restlessly in a room full of monsters." Oh, what a great fucking line. What a great line. Because literally he is sleeping in a room of monsters, but also that's kind of his whole life, is being surrounded by monsters and him having to deal with it, you know? so many cool things in this book. Okay, they were experimenting on soldiers, and part of the experiment is to make sure that they were sterile. Yeah, yeah, but it's yeah, exactly. It's kind of just a metaphor in general of traits and cycles of trauma and so on being handed down to your kids. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we talked about the fairy tales. I did have another question. So we do have this at the beginning of each chapter, this photo. I was curious what you guys thought why this was here. Because obviously I know Jess does her improv thing, so it can be a representation of that. But I think it has a deeper meaning. And especially if you guys saw that it turns red at the end. In this chapter, in part 4, it becomes red. So I'm curious if you guys have thoughts on that. It did remind me a little bit of House of Leaves, like things turning different colors and the fading of the text and stuff, which was so cool. But yeah, curious if you guys gave that any thought other than just the fact that it's like well, actually, I guess it does look like a little comedy mask and stuff, but I guess it looks like he's crying too. I don't know. Any thoughts on that? No. So they were just at the top of the chapters. And then at the end they turn red. You think it's more as irony since it's supposed to be a comedy as an improv actor, but the story is actually a tragedy. Interesting. And then do you have thoughts on why it became red at the end? Because it is, you can see like it's obviously a mask to represent the theater, but then the guy is crying. Or it looks like he's crying. I don't know. No, he's crying. Yeah, he's sad. He's a sad little guy. And then also in the last chapter, not only is the mask red, but I think we get endings, the word endings in red as well. And was there anything else in red, or were those the only two things? Let me just double check very quickly. Oh, and the word positive is also in red too. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good night. I hope you... Yeah, it's probably late for you. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll keep you updated on the next book. Yeah, so it's just those 3 words. Endings, positive, or 2 words, and then the picture. Very interesting, but I know it's there for a reason, I don't know. I've been thinking about the red. Because red has such a prominent meaning in House of Leaves. I'm trying to think, like, what could these... I don't know. Obviously, it's there for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so on the part one, two, three, four, you get like the whole mask, and then in the chapters, you just get a little piece of it, like the top half of the mask. I don't know, something to think about. I'm not sure. Might need more time for that. And then, why do you guys think that Jess and the young boy were paired together by the writer? What purpose does that serve? Maybe we touched on this a little bit, but I think there's also maybe a little bit more too that we can touch on for that. Yeah, the word positive is in red. Positive is in the test that she takes, her blood test. When she's worried that she sees the word positive, that's in red. Okay, so real quick, in case there are still people here who haven't read the book. So she takes the kid, she runs, they're running away from their father, the kid's father. They stay at a hotel. The kid gets scared of a cartoon. He makes the cartoon come out of the TV. They go to Target. He gets scared of the Halloween masks. The Halloween masks come alive and start biting people. She makes her way to her mom. There's an FBI agent who's trying to track her down, as well as the dad's father is trying to find her as well. That's kind of the whole story, actually, really, is them just trying to survive. Interesting. Mm. That is also true, yeah. Red is like a color of caution. Okay, I'm gonna think more about this. Yeah, for sure, it's definitely there to emphasize those things specifically, but there's just so few things that, I don't know, and everything comes back around and ties up, so I feel like the writer did this intentionally, but I wish I could call him and be like, hey, why did you make those red? Oh, Jess is kind of childlike. Oh, interesting. That is also interesting. Oh, I didn't notice this either. Jess doesn't call her mom just by her first name. Huh, that's something I did not consider. I said, why do you think the writer paired Jess and the young boy together? What purpose does that serve? Plus the dad issues, yeah. Oh, wait, now I see. I thought it was read in the beginning of chapter 4, but it's after the quotes. Morella, stop eating the bags. Stop eating the bags. Yes. The red could be because everything is coming to an end. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It could also be the fear itself coming to an end too, because that's kind of what the story wraps up to be. Plus the phrase she sees written on the bathroom wall. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, in the beginning is also in red. That is very true too. Like no one gets out alive or something. I can't remember exactly what it said, but yeah, you're right. The writing on the bathroom wall was in red as well. Interesting, guys. I think the pairing was to show that even as adults, we're not too different from children. We're still afraid. Yeah, I mean that's how the story wraps up to be for sure. But what we fear just changes. Yes. Oh, the Target logo is red. That's true. That's true. But that is true though. So red could be a common theme, and maybe it's in the book more. And these are just the things that we're picking up on, you know. So, but that is a good point though. Um, yeah, interesting. I wonder if we went back and read it, if we would find more like red things, almost like House of Leaves, how the red is used kind of as like the string in the labyrinth to help us through. You know what I mean? Bread equals fear, yeah, or to be cautious at least of fear. Did death occur in those red letter chapters? It could be a symbol. That's also true. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I would have to go back and read, but yeah, isn't this so interesting? He's just trying to get a brand new target. Not you crack me up. You crack me up. Okay, yes. So, yeah, I think for sure both have similar traumas dealing with the experiences of their past, their childhood, specifically their fathers. And then also there's a comment in here about how they're almost like improv partners. His own horrible improv partner. Yes, and. So I thought that that was interesting too. He kind of wraps all of that back up together too. She's in this improv group. Probably you guys know, but that's like what they tell you when you take classes for improv, that you're supposed to just say to your partner, yes, and. Not literally, but figuratively, you know? Like if your partner says, we're in a basement, you can't say, no, we're in the ocean. You just say, yeah, and we blah, 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 blah. And you kind of just continually build on what your partner has given you. And that's kind of what Jess is forced to do with the kid throughout the story too, is she's, juggling this game with him that is affecting reality, but also kind of like in his head is part of his imagination as well. And so it is kind of like an interesting parallel to what she does for fun, the thing that helps her through life too, her improv. And I thought that that was so interesting. That's what I'm saying. Like, this author really surprised me. The contents of the story was odd because of the cartoons coming to life and stuff. But the author really surprised me with all of these like parallels and these like through lines that you can follow throughout the story and kind of connect things back together. I thought that this was so well thought out. Yep, completely. Oh, this is actually a really good point. Children's fears tend to be more tangible, like monsters, and then adult fears are things that we can't see, like diseases. And yeah, that's actually such a good point. I agree. Little Jess was her childlike perspective. Yeah, and so it's interesting that she's ends up being paired with a kid too. And it's also interesting what ends up happening at the end. They both start the story running from their fears rather than facing them, but they go on this journey together and they learn to face them. Interesting. Jess's relationship with her mom was more like best friends rather than mom and daughter. That is very true, especially like pictures of partying and stuff. And this is actually a good point too, Richard, because you think, oh, their relationship's so cool on the outside, but you're right. Like, it is almost more friendship based. And so in that sense, if you're looking at it like that, you kind of see that Jess didn't really have much leadership at all as a child. Because yeah, her mom's cool and she'll party with her, but is she really acting like a mom? You know what I mean? Like, she gets married all the time and she's just kind of like off doing her own thing. She's an older retired woman and she's just having bridge night and partying with her friends. And so that's actually, I think, a really important point to bring up in relation to Jess's character as well. Hello, Orange County. Not too far. Welcome to book club. Yes. Yep. Yeah, and so that's interesting too that she's navigating all of this kind of without guidance. I mean, her mom's like, oh, I think maybe this guy's here to help you. Maybe you can come and see me. Why don't you stop at this hotel and get a massage? She's like, Mom, all my friends just died. So yeah, that's actually probably a bigger part of Jess's character than probably I even thought. So thank you for bringing that up. Oh, interesting. I realized at the beginning the kid cut his dad's arm by making the book a sword. Like that's what he saw in a book. That was the first sign that, but you didn't think much of it. I honestly don't even remember that part. So yeah, there's probably a ton more foreshadowing. Like, yeah, if we went back and read it, I'm sure we would find a lot of things. Oh yeah, and this and this and this. So that is really interesting. So he gives you hints throughout. I love books like that. Like, do you guys remember when we were talking about Victorian Psycho, and how the book, she tells you exactly what's going to happen in the beginning, and then the book unfolds exactly how she's telling you it's going to unfold with the, well, I won't get into it and ruin it for anybody if you haven't read it, but I love books like that, especially authors that can do it in a way where it's not obvious, even though if you go back and think about it, it is obvious, you know? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, even her, the improv stuff and her I don't want to call it a, I don't want to belittle it by calling it her like hobby, but her passion, I guess, is a better word for it. It makes a lot of sense with the whole story too. It's just so well thought out, you know? But yeah, I agree with you guys on that. Okay, let's talk about Santos, because then we got this new character thrown in here. He is an FBI agent, and he gets hired by the FBI to go after Jess and to get this kid and take him in. We see him eating good and plenties, which, by the way, have you guys eaten those? Those are so disgusting. Oh my God, they're so disgusting. Well, I guess if you like black licorice, you'd probably like them. But I don't know if that's an American candy or if, I don't know. You guys in the UK, let me know. Do you guys have good and plenties over there? I hope not. I hope they have not reached overseas, because those things are god awful. But anyways, so the character of Santos, he has the good and plenties that he picks up from the store. He keeps saying the talk's clicking. He wants to do well on this mission. He wants the approval of his boss. Why do you guys think these are all character traits of Santos too? Okay, good. I'm glad that you agree. Okay, never heard of them. I've never heard of them. Okay, so it must not be. You guys are both from the UK, right? I'm pretty sure. So good. They haven't poisoned our friends overseas yet. But yeah, they're fucking bad. They're bad. As a connoisseur of trash candy. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But I'm with you. I like shitty candy too, but those are a whole nother level of shit. Um, but yeah, so Santos's character, why is he doing all of these things? And how did you guys feel about his character in general? Even if you don't want to answer that question, yeah. How do you, did you like him? Yep, 100%. 100%. I think this whole book is about daddy issues, guys. And I was reading the book being like, damn, damn. Everyone with daddy issues needs to read this. Yes, yeah, Christina, 100%. Yes. Yes, yes, his character is very childlike himself. He's seeking approval from his boss. Yep, he seems like he was playing dress up pretend. Yes, 100%. And everyone else, like even Cookie, got that sense from him. you know, like he's just a kid in his dad's suit kind of thing. Uh, yeah. Yep. And we didn't even get to see his past, but I think, like you said, the mention of his mom and how his mom reacted. Oh, yeah, his dad was dead. I forgot. His dad died when he was young. But yeah, daddy issues, my dude. This whole book is about daddy issues. And I quite liked that. I didn't like him, but I felt so sorry for him. Yeah. Yes. Yes, totally. JC, yes. I wanted to know. I was very curious how you felt about this book too, because yeah, I didn't relate to him, the character of Santos specifically, but yeah, there were so many things that I related to the story, the like alcoholism and like what you see as a child and how that like changes your perspective of things. There's just so much in this book that I feel like, yeah, anyone with daddy issues might want to read it. It's actually it's a really interesting book in that perspective. Yep. But oh, oh wow, this is yeah, I guess Santos's story maybe had more weight than what I thought. Like it's just because he tried so hard to be something and he ends up being erased. Yikes. That's rough. That is so rough. And almost like just like his dad, right? Because his dad just died when he was young and we don't hear any information about him. And that's what happens to Santos. And it's also, if you think about it, kind of just like a metaphor for how all of these kids end up in some way like their dads, even though they fight against it so hard. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Damn. That's fucked up, man. Okay. Start at, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is I think this is what Jess is saying to Kiddo. Oh yeah, I'm always scared of stuff. You get a certain age and they stop calling it scared and start calling it anxiety, but it's all the same. Sometimes I get so scared I accidentally make the thing I'm scared of come true. How true is that in life, guys? How true is that? The, this is such an important part of the story. I mean, this is what the entire book is about. So many examples she could share. All the ways fear has shaped her life. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being lovable, fear of not being enough. The shitty situation she's accepted because that's less scary than doing something about it. Call it what you want. It's all just the skeletal shadow of tree branches on the wall. Fear is fear when it's slithering in the dark. Oh my gosh. What a brilliant paragraph. And this is why I like these book clubs too, because every time I talk with you guys about stuff, you make me see things that I maybe didn't pick up before or think about things a little bit differently, and I end up always liking the books more. Like I rated it a 4-star and now I'm like, no, it deserves more than a 4. Oh, Richard, do you like the old people getting murdered? You sicko. You guys, somebody left a comment on my YouTube channel and they said you laughing about babies getting murdered in books is so messed up. And I was like, at first I was like, is it messed up? Am I messed up? It made me question myself for a minute. And then I'm like, bro, it's fiction. Like, what do you mean? And it's a funny book about babies fighting to the death. It was about, I think it was about baby fights. But I just don't get that. That's what horror is. People die and get murdered and it's used as a metaphor for other things. I don't know. But last night a few times I went, Brian, am I messed up for thinking that's funny? And he's like, it's just a dumb comment, let it go. I don't know why it bugged me so much. But that's what it reminded me of when you said you liked the retirement home thing. I was like, maybe us horror people are just built different. Maybe we're all just messed up a little bit. That's okay. I don't understand. Oh, okay, yes. Yes, that is a moment that we will definitely, yes, we'll talk about that now. Yes, yeah, it kind of comes at you from every perspective of father, like the absent father, the death, the abusive father, like how each of those can affect you. 100%. Yeah, and I didn't even think about that. Yep. And also, it kind of makes you not ignore what those parents did, but it does see you, or it does have you seeing it from a different perspective. And like, I think the whole idea of the young boy is like, oh yeah, it is fucking hard to raise a kid. And especially if you have your own issues to deal with on top of that, it kind of makes you see it through a new light, you know? Like maybe, sure, dads all are motherfuckers, but maybe life is just a motherfucker, you know? Yeah, baby fights. No, yeah, I was totally joking. I like the massacre at the, well, because it's just something that doesn't really happen in horror that much, you know? So when you see something like that, it's just totally new. Like a werewolf attacking a retirement community. When has that happened in a book, you know? Yes, laughter is also a coping mechanism for a bad situation. That is so true. That is so true. Yes, reading horror books is, yes, and also extreme horror, which is so interesting too. I've had people leave comments about how extreme horror helps them through very traumatic situations. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So people can like villainize it and, you know, talk shit about it, but it's, you know, everything's, there's something for everyone. But yeah, I've gotten quite a few comments of like, oh, this helped me through this really traumatic thing. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting. Yes, totally. And also like putting yourself in their shoes too, like the dad's shoes. Like Jess's dad's shoes, for example, that's probably the dad that we got most information on. That you think like, oh, how shitty that he just left. But then you read and he's like, I have problems and I'm more of a danger to you to be around you. So I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. That in a way is almost, well, I mean, I don't know that that's love, but it's his way of showing love. So you do kind of, at the end of the story, do get a different perspective on these fathers. Not again that you're validating what they're doing to their children, but like it's inevitable. You're gonna fuck up your kids in some way. You're gonna hand down your trauma to them in some way, and it is like a perpetual cycle, which I think is why the ending was so nice. But yeah, so let's talk about what you said. Jess ends up saying to the kid, we're the same, you and me, and the kid takes that literally. And at the end, more towards the end of the book, the kid goes, oh no, it is the end of the book, I think, actually. And I think at this point, spoiler alert, the kid dies. So the dad comes, it's this big showdown. Oh wait, no, first let's talk about Santos. How Santos dies, and then we'll talk about how the kid dies. Because holy shit, this kind of fucked me up a little. I don't want to bore you and read like everything that happens to Santos, but oh my god. Okay. Okay, so they're fearful that Santos, the FBI agent, is going to take the kid away, and he doesn't have the best intentions. So Jess says to the kid, make it like he was never here. And it says, all of a sudden in an instant, the feeling of a hand punching through his brain. No, not through his brain, through his life. Through time itself. Not a punch, not a fist. At any rate, a hand reaching, penetrating, grasping for purchase. It speeds through his existence. It goes back through all of his memories. It says a tangle of unrecognizable shapes and threads congealing in their red uterine laboratory. Interesting. That word red again. A hand grabs hold of those threads like a worm, a vine. This thread will eventually grow into a nerve, into a spine, into a spot on the back of his neck. The neck of a fetus, an infant, a toddler, a child, an adolescent, a young man, an adult. The hand doesn't know this. It just knows it's found something it can really sink its nails into, a thread it can yank and unravel. So that's probably where our red comes from. Interesting. It's like the beginning of all life in this situation. It's thinking, okay, so it pulls. Agent Santos slaps at the back of his neck. It's like he's standing in a pressurized chamber and someone put a bullet through the wall right behind him. Or perhaps the better analogy is that he's a whale and that spot in his neck is a blowhole. Instead of spraying, he's exhaling. It's the entirety of his body. He feels it every moment of this endless instant, an agony louder and more profound than any neuron can dream to concoct. In front of his chest cavity cracks into a vertical mouth at the back, and spine contract inwards, ribs like teeth in instant decay, perfectly solid, visceral unzipping into cloud-like vapor. The blood vessels, the blood, the nerves, and then an energy, a sense that something living existed. Sweaty handprints smeared on the glass of reality, but even those fade and vanish as the world itself. Even those fade and vanish as the world tells itself that he was never here, never here, never here. And the words never here slowly vanish off the page. Oh my god. Talk about an existential crisis, guys. What did you guys make of Santos dying here? Oh my gosh. I was like, he could have just stopped drinking instead of leaving. But that's kind of the point, right? Is because whatever happened to him led him to where he is as well. Like, he's dealing with his own issues on top of that. But yeah, obviously, 100%. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not like saying what they did is good, but I think it does give you kind of a different perspective. He punched through his brain. Yeah, he like undid the fiber of his being and made him disappear. I was so sad for his mom. Yeah, and then you get to see how his mom deals with that. Damn, that part I was like, oh my god. Bro just, oh yeah. What did he say? It says, Jess says, he just unmade a person. Oh, I don't know why that line fucked me up. Like, not he killed a person, not he got rid of a person. He unmade a person. Someone who was there 5 seconds ago just no longer exists. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was so well written. It was so, you saw everything, you know what I mean? It was so visual. And then yeah, he just ceases to exist. You know, I don't really remember Dr. Sleep. I should rewatch that again. Yeah, that's I think what was so fucked up is like you know something's there, but you can't quite put your finger on it. It's almost like the feeling of deja vu, you know? Like, wait, has it happened before? And same with Jess afterwards. They're like, wasn't someone just here? Weren't we doing something? Oh, that's so, ugh. That's so fucked up. I have not read Son of the Slump yet. I wonder if he already had some memory problems or if it was all destiny. Oh, when he started, yeah, because he was like starting to kind of zone out and feel it in the back of his neck. Yeah, so it was almost kind of like it was destined to happen from at least that point forward. That's so true. That's so true. And he just appears for us and then he just disappears for us too. Interesting placement of character in the story for sure. Yes, yeah, I think that's what's so scary is just yeah, not having any sort of legacy, right? Cuz it's not even like his loved ones can go on to remember him. He's just gone. There's probably a bigger concept there that I'm missing too that ties back into the story. Yeah, it makes me so sad too. That part I was like this is fucked up. Yes, Richard, 100%. Yes, his time in the book was short but very effective for yeah, he had like a whole character arc and he was just like a minor character in the story. No, he didn't kill him. He literally unmade him. Yeah, man. Oh, Nat, there you go. There's the point I was missing. I think it's one of the greatest fears people have is being forgotten and not leaving a mark on this earth. Yes, in the same way, in some way when they're gone, and now he never was. Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think you were picking up on what I was missing. Totally. Yeah, because it's all about fears too. And all he wants is to like be better and make a name for himself and have people praise him and you know, have his boss be excited for him. So, yeah. I don't know, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Let's get to that. So, yes, you don't see it coming. Yep, 100%. Yeah, you think, okay, well, this kid can get rid of him, no problem. He'll like send him off somewhere. And then you read it and you're like, holy shit. Oh my God. All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the ending. Wow. Okay. So, okay, I wrote a note, but I didn't leave good enough notes to know what the hell I was talking about, so never mind. Okay. Yes, completely. I think that's kind of like it's interesting that you bring that up too because there's a lot of this story that I feel like you can connect with on lots of different levels. Like, you don't just have to have a poor relationship for your father to connect to the story in some way. I think you can read it as a parent and the hardships of parenting. I think you can read it as dealing with any sort of trauma that was passed down to you. I think you can deal with it or read it in the sense of like loss. There's just so much to this book. But yeah, for sure, the thought of somebody's like hopes and dreams and ambitions and memories just not existing is probably one of the more unsettling concepts in a horror novel. I think that's true too. It makes Santos's ending more effective that he's not around. Yeah, because we don't get to really know him. And so in a way, he disappears just as quickly as he came, and it's almost like we're experiencing what everyone else is experiencing. Like, wait, wasn't someone here? Because we know his character, we know his name and a few things about him. We don't really know him. And so we I feel like it you're right, it was more effective that we don't know him the way that we know some of the other characters in the story. Um, can I just say, I thought there were times where I thought, why didn't she go to the police with the kid, or like once she knew the kid's powers? Because I don't know. I feel like I get what you're saying up until a point, but honestly, after she stuck herself with that needle, like I thought maybe there was something on the needle. I mean, she even thought that too because she became very erratic and kind of irrational, and she's like, I don't know how I ended up home. I don't know how I ended up here, and she was panicking. So I think that the fear kind of took over her um movements for a while. Yeah, fear shooting the cop stopped her, but by the time she knew the kid's powers, yeah, like what can you do by then if she brings them to anyone? Yeah, that's kind of like as soon as she found out that, it's like, oh shit, well, what do I do now? Okay, before the book, yeah. I think honestly, she was just riding on adrenaline and fear, and maybe something was in that needle. Who knows? She definitely was acting very bizarre in the beginning, so I don't know if it was just adrenaline from the situation or if something was going on, you know? She was acting very erratically, so. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like in the very beginning, hey, I found this kid. Yeah, that's crazy that she also shot that officer. Okay. And before we get to the ending, we have this quote: Love is a shape shifting monster, she thinks, dizzy and horrified, exhausted and devastated, a werewolf with a bottomless stomach. I thought this was interesting too because she's giving a broad definition of love, but it also is the definition of the father too, the description of the father. And so I think in a weird way, it's saying that even through their flaws, these parents did love their kids to some capacity. And even the dad, even the kiddo's dad, even if you don't agree with everything he did, which probably nobody does, what else could he have done? I mean, honestly, he has to run away from the government. He has to hide. And at the beginning, you're like, what dad wouldn't let their kid read books? But then he's like, well, the kid's turning me into a fucking werewolf, so I can't let him read. He has to just keep him away from people. And he really, truly does, I think, do the best he can with what he's given. So I think that it's just, I think the point of that line is to just be like, love is complex. It's hard. It's difficult. And no one gets it right, but we're all trying here. Oh, yeah. She was also drinking too. Yep. Which is, yeah, falling back into the ways she was taught from her father, you know? Okay, so yeah, let's get into Jess's power. So at the end of the story, the big bad wolf comes. They make Santos disappear. She ends up at her father's cabin and kind of, reconnecting with him in some weird way, her dead father in some weird way. The wolf comes after them. The wolf then becomes a human. She's obviously trying to teach Kiddo to like make him back into a person. And then at the end, regardless of what the son has done to Kiddo, Kiddo still runs to him. And in that moment, the father kills Kiddo. And then Jess shoots the father. Then we have this kind of like aftermath of everything that's happened. Jess ends up having all of these dead people come to her, including Kiddo, her mom, her dad. The weasels? The weasels come in her hotel room. And she has this realization that she says to Kiddo at one point, we're the same. And so Kiddo has, I don't know how you guys interpreted this, by saying those words, kind of given her his powers. Is that how you guys would say it? Okay, the dad shooting himself was an ultimate act of love. Interesting. To protecting him because there's nothing else he could have done. Yeah. Yeah. But also protecting the world. Interesting. Why do you think the kid doesn't really have a name? That's another good point. Richard. This is also another good question. Yeah, okay. She isn't as limitless as she is creating her own boundaries of the stage, so her life is really small. Not sure how to explain it. Interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah, because you were saying the end, that the stage was her home. Okay, so we got a lot. Yeah, the ending was a lot. I think the child had the same name as his dad. Oh, okay, that's true. But they called him Kiddo. And if you guys remember, Cookie also says, that's what I called you when you were a kid. So we get to the end where Jess goes, oh shoot, at some point in the story, after I said, you and me are the same, was everything after that my doing? Like, I thought it was the kid who was making these things happen, the giant wolf, blah, blah, blah. But when she gets to the end, you realize that the wolf's tongue was a needle, which stabbed her. And then the dead little boy is saying to her, I don't know what a needle is. That's all you. Which I guess could be explained away because it's part of a fairy tale, so maybe it was in his book. I don't know. And maybe that's not what happened. I don't know. But there's a reason it's in here. So let's analyze it. If she did kind of get that power, and if the ending was her, then in some... Well, I guess let's start here. Did she kill Kiddo? Was she the one that killed Kiddo? If everything was her up to a certain point, like she made the hats turned into bats. The kid goes, I don't know what bats look like. And she's the one that saw the hats at first and went, oh, those look like bats. So if we're to think that from that point forward, the fears were hers, was she the one that had Kiddo killed? Yeah, I think it was Peter or something like that. Peter. Oh, interesting. I wonder, is there anything left of the world after she arrived on stage? I had the impression that everything that scared her That is everything but the stage. So everything's gone except that. Oh, I just got goosebumps. That's a terrifying way of thinking of the ending. Holy shit. I read it as a more positive outlook. Holy shit. I mean, that's a totally valid point. But man, that's dark. That's good. Welcome. There was an event in town. Hopefully you had fun at your event, but welcome. Well, yeah, and Santos knew him from files, not, you know what I mean? How could she have known, though? Her fear came to life, but how if she didn't know? Yes, I think she killed Kiddo. Okay. Oh shit, I didn't think of how. Yeah, how he'd know about the bats and stuff. I mean, he mentioned that in the book. That wasn't me thinking about that. I also thought that she erased the world. Wow, and is going to make her own from scratch. God damn, guys. How do you interpret the ending? Because I don't know what to think. Okay, so not like this. I had a very different interpretation, but this is so interesting seeing how you guys are viewing this. She did have thoughts just prior to that of him having to die. Yeah, and throughout the whole story, she's like, this kid's got to go. And then she feels bad about it, but she's like, but it's kind of true. I think she made everything revert back to normal. Okay, that's less of a detrimental ending. I think it was still the dad that killed Kiddo. Okay, this is exactly how I interpreted the ending. Wow, this is so interesting. Dracula. I tried to read Dracula last time, but nobody wanted to read it for a book club, which is fine. So, I too thought, oh shit, she killed Kiddo then. I think it's open for interpretation. I don't think that that's necessarily is what happened. It's open for interpretation of your reading. But if it is her that was in charge, especially in that last moment where the werewolf's tongue stabbed her with a needle, that certainly wasn't the kid that did that. It certainly wasn't the kid that did the bats. So my thought was that this is also a metaphor of her, because like I said, how Cookie said, oh, Kiddo, that's what I used to call you when you were little. And then her kind of like inner monologue, her kid voice, it's kind of her killing her younger self. Killing like that fearful little girl that was abandoned by her father. And I saw the ending as more positive than you guys did. I can totally see why you read it that way. I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. That is a complete valid interpretation of the ending. But to me, I saw it as her regaining control of her fear. And I think for a long time, she didn't live up to her potential because of the trauma she experienced as a kid. And maybe feeling like she wasn't worthy of the things that she wanted because of her father leaving her. That this was her way of like killing her past and reinventing herself less fearful than she was before. Does that make sense? I was hoping she would realize that power and revert it back to like it never happened. Yeah, that's true. If she did have that power, she totally could. But then I guess if it was like it never happened, then that kid would still be existing. So I guess she couldn't really do that. Yeah, I don't know. And they did have some good points of like, oh, maybe I don't want to bring my mom back from the dead. We've all seen Pet Sematary. Maybe that's not the best idea. Okay, so you think that she just, like, manifested a stage, but not that she erased everything else from it. But it's possible. Yeah, yeah. The kid dying to prevent the future issues also brings up a philosophical debate of, do you kill someone because they could do something not like go back in time to kill baby. Yeah, that is also true. That's also true. But also, if she's the adult version and she's killing her younger self, and throughout the book, she's almost like a parent too, and she kind of sees things from a parental perspective. I think that's where the shift kind of happened for me as well, where you get to see things from the perspective of raising a child too. And it's not as cut and dry as you think when you're little. You think like, why hasn't my dad called me? Why hasn't, like in Jess's perspective, why did he just leave? But then as she is older, she can kind of see things more from his perspective. And I thought that was kind of interesting too. Does she become HIV positive at the end? Or what is the test? Does anybody have an answer for that? She does see the word positive, but then she doesn't know if she makes it up. And then her whole thing at the end is she manifests this stage. Let's see what the last paragraph is. Oh yeah, because the whole paragraph is like, oh wait, no, this is her with the dad. When the dad says, what else could I have done? How do you protect? How do you forgive? Okay, so this is the end here. Wait, this is the afterword. Okay. She hears howling, demented sound of her audience, whether she's still in her dark hotel room or some imaginary venue, so loud, so eager for her to succumb to the noise. She squeezes her eyes shut, feels something pull, a curtain opening, which is also what the little boy did as well. Her diseased skin... the house has cleared out, or is it the entire world emptied, erased? So that, I can totally see where you guys got that. Simplified, nothing to lose and nothing to be lost. Only took a moment. She steps into an empty stage, something new, something fearless. Yes, and home at last. Okay, yeah, so what do you guys think? What my interpretation of that was she's learning to control her fear. And the reason why she invented that stage was because that's what she says helps her overcome her fear. So for me, that's like she's shutting everything out and learning to like close off the fear, because she knows that will only, the more she thinks about the fear, the more those things will become true. Now she has the possibility to be what she wants to be. Yeah, totally. Because now, well, and also because now that she understands where her father was coming from, now it's not because of her that he left. Now she understands it's because of him. And so now I feel like she can come into her own potential because she's not constantly being weighed down by that. The line, the house has been cleared, when she returned home, it was still a crime scene. The line, the house has been cleared, when she returned home. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I guess since she does improv, she will just improv her next new life. That's a way to look at it too. It felt so nihilistic to me. Interesting. Isn't it, guys, I say this every time we have book club, but is this not the most interesting thing ever? That we could read the same book, the exact same words, and all have such a different feeling for the ending. That's crazy. There was a sense of void, like in the end of everything was empty. Like to get rid of fear, she has to just get rid of everything, because fear exists in every corner of life. Yeah, I can totally see how you read it that way. But is that not insane that I read it as like a positive, uplifting, like I had tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh, she's overcoming her fear and she's gonna be what she wants to be. And you're like, the world is ending. There is no hope. Fear is everywhere. Isn't that crazy? She envisions a world without fear and pain, so maybe she rewrites the world. God, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. Do you think she just erased herself? That's also a possibility, man. That's also a possibility. We know that is... She has the power to do that. And yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it in a negative way, for sure she could. She will also now have to believe in herself, yeah, because whatever she believes in, I'll fail, I'll be great, the audience loves / hates me will come true. Yep, 100%. She's literally a self-fulfilling prophecy, yeah. Yep. What an interesting ending. What an interesting ending. Oh my god, I wish you could see my cat. She's being so cute. What are you doing? She's just laying upside down like this, staring at me. What? Yeah, totally. Man, that's crazy. That is so interesting that half of us think it's a positive ending and the other half think it's a negative ending. And both make sense. Yeah, the house has been cleared. Or is it the entire world, emptied, erased? Or maybe that's the point of the ending, is you can make it how you want. If you think things are going to be negative, they're going to be negative. If you think they're going to be positive, they're going to be positive. So kind of the book itself, the ending can emulate that as well. Or she's locking herself away on her stage so she doesn't harm the outside world. That could be too. Hello, welcome. That could very well. Damn, that's crazy, guys. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do a poll because I'm just curious. Oh, hello? Okay, this is actually gonna be... Okay, I just want in a very basic poll to know if you guys saw the ending as positive or negative, which is also kind of funny considering how it ends and the test and stuff. But you guys know what I mean. Like, did you see the ending in a positive light or a negative light? Oh my god, this is so crazy. Isn't this crazy? Moral of the story, think positive. No, truly, right? It's so true that line about whatever you dwell on will come true. It's so true. It's so very true. Oh gosh. But could you imagine? Just imagine being an adult and having that power. Any of your fears or anything that you think to be true. My god. That would destroy my life. I think probably more negative than positive, I think. That's bad. How do I change that? This story is making me analyze my whole life. I'm sorry. Yeah, we did just get to the end of the book. Oh, interesting. I saw it in a positive light, but I also believe she ended the world. Oh, that's so... Wow, okay. I mean, realistically, she probably ended the world when she made the stars do all the crazy things in the sky, you know? This is the toughest pull yet. So she can create a new one. Got you, okay. So like a world without fear. But also I feel like that's not worth living either, you know? Like it is our past experiences and our childhood traumas, if you want to use that word or whatever, that make us who we are. So I think you do need the negative with the positive too. I think you just can't get sucked too far into that side, you know? Yeah, how do you live like that? Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair question. That is a fair question. But it also said that she did pull in her mind, which is what the kid did. And she is an adult and she does have more control in some capacity. So, like, my thinking was she's able to control her emotions more than the kid. That was my thought. The ending was Shakespearean. Oh God, I think she returned to the same hotel she spent time with the kid with, got drunk with regret and remorse, and erased herself. But that's just me. Well, so much for werewolf stories. Yeah, man, right? Like, not at all what I was expecting when I'm reading this book, to have like a deep conversation on the philosophy of the world. I think it was positive because the word was in red. Interesting. I think it was so positively negative. I was glad that the author didn't do the typical werewolf story with the full moon and all the cliches and stuff. You know what's interesting is, in the beginning I thought, oh, the kid's gonna turn into a werewolf because it's gonna be like, you know, a metaphor for him taking on the traits of his father and stuff like that. That's where I thought the story was going. And boy, was I wrong. And I have never been so glad to be wrong before. So yeah, I am glad that you pick up the book, you think it's one thing, and it's something totally different. But last book club, we said that same thing, but in that sense, we all felt like it was a little bit more negative. So it's interesting that this one we still felt that the book was different than what we thought, but it turned out to be more positive. Oh, probably Thursday. Like the reading wrap up for the month, probably Thursday. I know, you guys, I have so many videos to get done. I'm a mess, okay? I'm a mess. I just have not been feeling well, but I promise Thursday. Well, I can't promise because watch, I'll get a freaking 4-day long headache starting tomorrow. But I'm going to try my very best to have a video Thursday. Amityville was maybe still one of the worst books I've ever read. Let me grab a pen and a paper really quick. Okay. Man, this is crazy. So, it seems like right now, if you guys have all voted, it seems like the majority thought the ending was negative. That is so interesting to me. I would love to just talk to this author and see what he thinks about this. You know, like, I'm so curious what he intended, what his intention was. Not that it matters, but I'm just so curious. Especially with the afterword. I mean, that's kind of what made me feel like it was more of a positive story too, because he's just like, my dad wasn't a bad guy, he was really interesting, but, you know, dads are motherfuckers. I loved that. I opened that first page and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this book. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If Jess wants a world where no one gets hurt, then she erases existence. There is no life without fear. There's only managing it, you know? So either she learns to manage it and figures it out, or yeah, she destroys everything, it seems like, or herself. I don't really see much of an in between there, but. Oh, guys, the dogs at the end. After the little boy and the dad die, there are 2 dogs in the woods that she sees. maybe the boy and the dad get to live as dogs happily where they like can't hurt anyone? What do you think? Is that too much of a hopeful? You know what, judging your guys' perspective of the book, you guys probably didn't see that in a good light either. But that's what I saw from it. I'm like, oh, maybe, you know, he loved dogs. Maybe she let him live as a dog and like took away his powers or something. Maybe. You guys, give me one positive thing to hold on to. Exactly. Yes, you have to take the good in with the bad. That's part of life. That's part of what makes the good part so good. That is true. The author does say at the beginning of the book there are no happy endings. That is also true. That is fuck, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was negative. You know what, in my head I'm still going to keep it positive. I took that as positive that she manifested them into dogs. Okay, thank you, JC. Thank you for having my back. That's what I thought. If you guys are going to end the world, at least let the little boy be a dog, okay? It was them for sure, okay. But then she erased them. So, oh, with the rest of the world, the end. Well, okay, at least they got to be dogs for a little bit. The little boy deserved to have some semblance of happiness, you know? Yeah, so I guess he was just sort of like a manifestation of childhood in general. Just of it being so fearful and trying to cope with the world, and especially if you don't have good parents, to try to do that on your own. And hopefully Jess erased him and was able to metaphorically kill the fear of her childhood, but live as a happy adult and not destroy the planet. Yes, exactly. Okay, you guys let me have the dogs. That's all I asked for. Fine, destroy the world, do it. Just let the boy be a dog for a little bit. I was like, stop at a kennel and get this little boy a puppy. You know? Come on. We're glad to have you. Welcome to book club. Yes, if you erase human pain, then humans cease to exist. Yep. Oh. I think dogs would still be around though. So maybe the dogs can live. You know what? That might be a happy ending. Get rid of the shitty humans and just let dogs run the world. I kind of like that. They went off to live happy golden retriever lives. Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I appreciate it even more too. And bye, JC. Yeah, I forgot about the dog thing. Yeah, I guess that's being turned into a dog. I feel like that's nice. Yeah. Well, this was so interesting because I definitely saw this book in a much different light than you guys did. So interesting. Okay, so 66% of people saw the ending as negative, 33% saw it as positive. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Hey, they're not the best breed. Mosley is the best breed. Let's just argue about dog breeds now. Okay, so for next book club, it's so crazy that we go on here and talk about books, and then I'm like, how have I been rambling on for 2 hours? That's crazy. So I am open next month for when book club will be. So I say, yeah, we do it in like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe the 24th of the month. What are you guys thinking? How's the 24th sound? So that gives us like a month and a week. Month and a week? 5 weeks. Wait, I don't understand. I'm reading through the book quickly, and even the restaurant is called Poppy's Diner. Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? I just rescued a puppy. So I'll change mine to positive for the dog. He said, oh, you just rescued. What kind of puppy did you rescue? I've been begging Brian to get another dog, but we got 2 dogs and a cat. We can't do that, but I want one so bad. I always tell him my goal in life is to just work at a rescue. I just love them so much. They're just the best things on this planet. Offended on behalf of border collies. Oh, border collie. Those are the really smart ones, aren't they? I think they're the ones that I'm thinking of. I would love one of those dogs, but they're so... hold on, let me Google it to make sure that I'm not thinking of a different breed. Okay, yeah. Though they're like so smart, they're hard to train because they're so smart. Like if you make a hand motion while you're giving a command, they'll be like, that's not what you taught me. They're such intelligent dogs. I would love to have one of those. Me too. I love dogs. 24th? Okay. A black lab. Oh. Can you send pictures or no? Like, can you send pictures in... I don't think you can on the chat. Damn. We have a section in Patreon where people post pictures of their animals, and it's like the highlight of my life to see all the little puppies and kitties. Okay, so we'll get a list of books right now. I will put it on Patreon. I'll put it on tonight. I won't procrastinate. And then I'll have the book chosen by I'll give them a few days, maybe like Thursday, Friday. And then I'll let you guys know this weekend. How about that? Because that'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give you an entire month to be able to get the book. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, wait, so that's what I was going to ask you. Do you guys want to just do you guys want a category for books? Like, do you guys just want summer books? Or do you guys want to just pick any book to read? I'm open for whatever. And I know people are in different places and maybe you guys don't want to read summer books because it's raining where you guys are or whatever. But whatever you guys want. Oh, really? I didn't know there was anything smarter than a colleague. Oh, that's scary. Yes. No. How could you not? How could you not? I always tell Brian, I'm like, okay, can we just foster a dog? And he's like, you would never give a dog back. You would never do that. I'm like, no, yeah, I will. He's like, you're not you're not gonna do it. And then when the fires were going on out here, I was like, can we please foster a dog with the fires? And he actually agreed. He said yes. And I talked to my brother, was a vet tech for like 20 years. And he's like, I would not recommend you do that. He's like, you don't know the dog. They're only going to need people to take in big dogs. You have a cat. If you could separate them, if you had a house, it would be different. But everyone's stuck together. And then he freaked me out. So I didn't end up doing it. But yeah, there's no way I could foster a dog and give it away, I don't think. I don't know, maybe. No, probably not. Yes, dogs rule the world. Yeah, Mosley. Let's see if we can get Mosley to come say hi. Oh. Oh no. Yeah. When we first got Morella, we already had Mosley and they were fine. And then we got Marlo, and ever since we brought Marlo home, the cat is like, fuck that dog. I don't know. She's the calmest dog. She's the sweetest dog. She's never done anything to this cat. She'll like get down when she's near her. She's so freaking sweet. And still, Morella hates her. She's still to this day. I've had her for. How old's Marlo now? I've like 6, 7, maybe. I've had her for like 7 years. And Morella still beats the shit out of her almost daily. It's really sad. So good luck with the cat dog. Yeah, dynamic. It definitely changes things, that's for sure. Yes. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I want to work with dogs so bad. Come here, buddy. Want to come say hi? Oh, you're so sweet. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's see if I can pick him up. He's a little chunky. Okay. Hi, handsome. What are you doing? Okay, what are your views on the book? What are your political views? Oh, wow, that's controversial. And what do you think? Do you think dogs should rule the world? Okay, interesting. You were so cute. This is Mosley, for any of you who don't follow me on Instagram, because that's all I post is pictures of Mosley. Oh, do not attack him. Morella. I say she attacks Marlo, and then she's been attacking Mosley lately too, so. Okay. Okay. That's so funny that you mentioned the Starving Saints, because a bunch of people on Patreon are reading that together. Okay, so The Terror is going to be a tough one to read in a month. But we can try. We can certainly try. Yeah, a few people on Discord are reading The Starving. They're like buddy reading it together. It's definitely more of a winter book, but it's up to you. If you want to put it in the listing, let me know. Or if you want to recommend something else, let me know. It's up to you, my dude. Summer of Night is, yeah, that's more of an appropriate summer book for sure. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of the consensus, right? In the Patreon, people are kind of like in the middle about the Starving Saints. The Staircase in the Woods. That's so weird because we were just talking about that in the live stream yesterday too. Ow, fuck. Okay, these are good. Oh, Dell's Southern Book Club's Guide to. Okay, so do you guys want to include The Terror, or do you want to keep that for summer? Or I mean winter. What do you think? So we got tentatively question mark, maybe The Terror. We have Filth, Summer of Night, The Silent Companions. Is that what it was called? The Silent Companions? Yeah, The Silent Companions, yeah. The Staircase in the Woods, and the Southern Book Club's Guide to Vampire Slaying. Jeez, the longest one. Okay, so do you want to do The Haunting of Hill House instead of The Terror, or you want both? The Haunting of Hill House. Okay, instead of The Terror. Cool. We'll save that one for winter. Okay, these are really great books, guys. These are great. I mean, The Terror is wonderful too, don't get me wrong. That's one of my favorite books I've ever written. I haven't read Sewer Sharks yet. It's a good one. It's a good one, I swear. I swear it's so fun. I will continually recommend Sewer Sharks. Okay, yeah, we can keep that one for in like December, January, February. That would be a good time for that one too, because then House of Leaves will be over, and then I feel like we could take on a longer book. But I mean, I would still figure it out if that's what you guys wanted to read. Wow, guys, this was so interesting. I can't believe we all thought so differently about that book. That's so cool. I'm glad we read this one. And I think I'm going to change my rating from a 4-star to like a 4.25. I think that's my final one. Oh, that's a good one. Krampus. Yeah. That's a good one. And then are any of you guys reading House of Leaves? We're gonna have the House of Leaves live stream next Sunday, which means I have so much reading to get done this week. Oh, I just got one moment. Let me find it. I think it's, where did I put it? Oh, here. I just got this guy. Slewfoot? Have you guys read this bad boy? No, I was intimidated by House of Leaves too. That's why I was like, let's read it together, because then if we're confused or whatever, House of Leaves is chapter 10, and then the letters between Johnny and his mom. So chapter 10 is seems like it's going to be quick and easy. We'll probably be talking more about the letters between Johnny and his mom. You finished House of Leaves? Wait, so did you love it? Did you like it? How do you feel about it? Are you talking about my other book clubs? These girls are making me read some romance. I was like, I'll listen to it on Audible. I'm not going to read it. It's called Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Oh, crap. My freaking thing died. 1 second. Where did my batteries go? Shoot. Didn't I bring them in here? One moment. I don't know what I did with them. What the hell? Oh, here it is. Oh, jeez. Shot right out of there. Let me bring you in a little closer. Oh, that also have a question too. Is this book, is this live stream clearer than it typically is, or does it look the same? A 4.75. Okay, I got this one. I started it on Kindle. Kindle pissed me off. And I understand now looking at it that it's because it's a larger book, like the pages are larger. But you know how on Kindle sometimes it'll be a double page every once in a while? In this book, every single page was a double page. And I was getting so frustrated because I couldn't tell how many pages I'd read. So I was like, I'm just buying this damn book. So it just came. So I will be reading it soon, especially because you guys gave it such high ratings. Okay. Took you 2 years? Holy crap. Well, it's going to take us, probably about a year. I put down House of Leaves. Yep, don't blame you. I do not blame you. That would be such a crazy one to listen to on Audible, though. Could you imagine? I'm hoping I can finish this one either this month or next month, but it seems very interesting so far. But now that you guys like it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get it read sooner. Yeah, that's another thing. I bought it. I'm like, oh, there's pictures in here. I don't think that those are on the Kindle thing. So I'm actually glad that I purchased the book. And it was pretty cheap too. I know the romances. The romance. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I know that that's their genre of choice. It's just, I was telling my husband, I'm like, it's fine, but I just don't like books where people are happy and in love and like, bleh, I don't know. It's just not for me, you know? I just want to read about murder. Is that so wrong? But yeah, and it's about this millionaire or billionaire or whatever. I think he's a millionaire. And then his friends are like, how does it feel to be the world's hottest millionaire? And he's like, ugh, I don't like the attention, but I'm super hot and everyone loves me and I have so much money, but I'm actually very kind. And it's just like, oh my God, I just am not a fan of romances, you know? Oh, I love books like that you wish you could read for the first time again. Okay, cool. I'm excited. I will prioritize reading this one then. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping in. You loved House of Leaves. Okay, cool. I'm really enjoying it. It's just hard when you put it down to go back to it because it's just so intimidating every time you pick it up. You're like, oh, fuck. What did I get myself into, you know? Oh, you got the specimen? Yes, Nat. Or if we don't do it for a book club, we can buddy read it too because I really do want to read that one soon. When I have more time. Yes, you definitely need more time. That's why I pushed it back. I just had so many things going on. And also, I was, for like 2 weeks, I had horrible headaches and I did not feel good. And I'm like, you can't read House of Leaves with a headache, you know? You have to give it 110% of your energy. And say that you finished it. Yeah. I'm just listening to it on Audible, so it's not a huge deal. At least I'm not reading it. But yeah, I'm okay with a little bit of romance in my books, like Darcy Coates' books where there's romance in there. I love that. But it cannot be, for me, like the purpose of the book. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the genre. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm reading, what am I reading? I have to look at my Goodreads to see what I'm reading. Oh, I started this book of short stories called She's Always Hungry by Eliza Clark. I'm almost done with that guy. And then next, I think I will either read for the TBR thing for Patreon. I think I'm either going to read the new Riley Sager book or the new Lisa Jewell book. I might read the Lisa Jewell one. It's called Don't Let Him In. That might be my next one. Yes, it's a brain workout. Exactly. Yeah, well, I think I recommended the specimen last month for book club and people didn't want to read that one. So I don't know if I'll have luck recommending it again, you know? But maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spice books either. I mean, the funny ones I like, the silly ones, but the serious ones, oh, they make me so uncomfortable. Oh, really? Where you just couldn't put it down? Oh, see, I'm excited to get to that part. I'm excited. Yeah. Because I think we just talked about it. So, the book club um is let me see. The book club is on my Patreon. So, no pressure to join Patreon or anything, but that is where it is. It's, I think, any tier votes for the book club. But if you're interested in it, that's where it is. But obviously, no obligation to if you just care about the book, you know what I'm saying? Um Romantasy. Yeah, but I don't like fantasy either. So, but I mean, that's like the popular thing nowadays, and I am always curious. I'm like, the girls are always talking about the fairies doing it, and I'm like, what? Maybe I gotta read one of these days, you know? But that's why I like having book clubs because, maybe I will enjoy this romance book. Probably not, but who knows? Maybe I will. And you just get introduced to new things, you know? Okay, so book club will be the 24th as of right now. I don't think I'll have to change it or anything. House of Leaves will be next week. So even if you're not reading House of Leaves, I'm sure we'll just talk and hang out the first little while. So that'll be next Sunday at 12. Oh, yeah, Richard. You can make sure that these are all available in the UK. So we have Filth by Irvin Welsh. I'll just write it because Companions, The Staircase in the Woods, The Southern Book Club Guide to Vampires, or whatever the fuck. And The Haunting of Hill House. Okay. That would be funny if Filth wasn't available in the UK. That would be a little silly. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll read a fantasy book. I don't know. Yeah, because it's so popular. Everyone's obsessed with it. What book? House of Leaves? no romance for this dude. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, if there's horror and there's a little bit of romance in there, there are some books that I like. Like there are some Darcy Coates books that I love that are more probably romance than horror. So it just depends, but some of it I just think it's a little but I get it. I also get it, you know? Sometimes people just want to read a story that's happy and it makes them feel better. I feel the opposite way. You know, I just want to read bloody stories and that makes me feel better, but yes, so House of Leaves, chapter 10, and the letters. But like I said, even if you're not reading House of Leaves, oh, this is the new one. Even if you're not reading House of Leaves, you can still feel free to come by and we'll chat. I'm sure the first little while before we get into it. Yeah, I guess I haven't really read much dark fantasy. I just assume because I don't like fantasy movies and I never got into like the Harry Potter stuff or I don't know. For some reason, once a dragon pops up, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. But yeah, I'm sure there are some entertaining ones out there. Yeah. Oh, this dungeon crawler series. Everyone's obsessed with this. Everyone loves it. I might have to give it a try. I might have to give the first one a try because I have heard so many people talk about it. People that don't typically read, people that don't typically read whatever genre that is. I think it is. Isn't it like fantasy kind of stuff? Love it. So maybe, maybe one day. The Sluts. Oh God, I love that book. It's so good. That I still think that Dennis Cooper book is one of my favorite books ever written. I love that book. Okay, cool. So all of them are available for you guys. That's good. I don't think any of these are new books. I'm hoping. So hopefully you guys will be able, whichever choice gets picked, hopefully you guys will be able to find it at like your library or a used bookstore or whatever. Just because I hate to make people buy a brand new book every month, especially if you don't read too much or what, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys could find it at the library. And thank you, Richard, for checking. Name of the Wind. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something with dragons and wizards, and it just does not hold my attention. It's just not for me. Nothing's wrong with it, just not for me. Frisk. I think isn't that in the... Okay, hello. Why is this not in English? What is happening? Anyways, yeah, this is the George Miles cycle. The second book. It says in the George Miles cycle. Oh no. What's happening? It says there's an update. Hopefully it's still working. I don't know. Um um Let me see. A fantasy series by British author Mervyn. I like that name. And Inhabitants of a castle. Yeah. Gothic, decaying, sprawling mansion. Yeah, this sounds up my alley. Sounds like I could do that. I'll have to read the dungeon crawler one. Oh, crap. Oh, no, it's working. Okay. I think my brother's reading it. Actually, let me text him and ask him if he ever finished it. I don't know if he finished it or not. Thanks, Pia. Thanks for coming by. Okay. Well, I will post them on Patreon. They will be there. That's how I am. As soon as I finish, I'll read for like a week. And then I'm like, okay, I need a break. But then instead of picking it up, I procrastinate because that's who I am as a person. And then, like, I still have so much reading to do before next week. So, gosh darn. I haven't read Rats. No, I haven't. But I heard it's pretty gross. I haven't read Ulysses by James Joyce. Yeah. I think the specimen sounds super interesting. Okay, now the most important question of the day is, Nat, are you still here? You are. Nat, let us all know. Should we all go and get a boba right now? Because if Nat says we should do it, then that means we have to do it. That's the law. Oh, well. Guys, I think we gotta go get a boba. Yes to boba. You don't even have to ask. Well, Nat, if I ask you and then you say, oh, you should get a boba, then I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't decide. Nat decided. Sure, I had one yesterday. But it wasn't me who decided. All right, who's going and getting a boba right now? I am not gonna lie, Parasite was not my favorite Darcy Coates book. That one was hard because the main characters kept changing throughout the story, so it kind of threw you for a loop there. Thanks for coming, JC. Thanks for hanging out. I have a bunch of online training. Oh, good luck. Oh my gosh, you're so right, Richard. See, that would be bad though. I would have a boba every day. I'm already struggling keeping it only on the weekends. I'd like to get to Rats eventually. One day I will. I appreciate it, Nat. Now it's all on you. So guys, Nat says we all need to go get a boba. So that's how we all need to spend our Sundays. I guess except for those of you in the UK, because it's probably late there. So if you had a boba right now, you probably wouldn't sleep. So maybe not you guys, but those of us in the US, I say we all go get bobas. And we spend the rest of our Sunday reading. Does anybody have plans for the rest of the day? Are you guys all just hanging out, relaxing before the the week? Next week? The work week. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, Richard, I'm definitely going to read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep sometime this year for sure. So even if it's not for book club, again, we could buddy read it. Because I would really like to do a movie verse book on that one. Even if it's just for... Sometimes videos that I post on my YouTube channel, sometimes they're just for me, you know? Like the movie verse book comparisons. It's probably boring to listen to me talk about but sometimes I just gotta do it. Okay. It's a good one. It's almost midnight. Holy crap. Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out. France. I don't know if we've had anybody from France in the chat. That's crazy. That is true too. A sci-fi book would be a nice mix. I'm still at work. Oh no. Well, hopefully talking about books helped the time pass a little bit, but hopefully the rest of your work shift goes by smoothly. Gonna have dinner, get the baby to bed, and read the rest of the night. That sounds lovely. That sounds like a good evening. It's 6 p.m. Yep. I know it's getting kind of late here too. Well, it's 3 here. So you must be East Coast, I'm thinking. Somewhere around there. Somewhere on that side. It's late at night. Sleeping. I'll just be sleeping. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. This is cool that we have people from all over. Thanks for coming. Yes, you have a nice Sunday too. Get some rest. I will let you guys know what the next book club will be shortly, probably next weekend. Yeah, we could do a sci-fi month if that's what you guys want to do. It's all up to you. It's 11 p.m. So we're probably going to read until I'm too tired to carry on. That is the mood of the night, I think. Yep. I think I'm going to clean a little bit, drink a boba, take the dogs maybe take Marlo to the park. Can't take Mosley because he hates everyone, but Marlo likes the park. I like a good discomfort read too. Those are always nice. Okay, awesome. Well, this has been very lovely. Thank you guys for hanging out. I can't believe I've been talking for 3 hours. My apologies. I have not read Lovecraft Country yet. Oh yeah, that is a show. I haven't seen the show either. Okay, cool. Yes, see you for House of Leaves. You guys made me really think about the book in a different way that I was not expecting, so thank you for that. You turned my happy ending into a bleak, sad future, so thank you for destroying my will to live. Oh yes, my cute little books. They're so adorable. You know, I'm glad that I opened these ones up because these would have been so boring to read, so hopefully the other series is a little bit better. And now I started my little bookshelf. He's so cute. I'm gonna set him here. So neat. Bye. Thank you. I'm going to enjoy my boba. I will have the thing up on Patreon tonight. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Super appreciate you. And I will see you next week for House of Leaves or just like a book discussion in general. Or I'll see you this week for YouTube or my Patreon people. I'll see you before then. So thank you guys. Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.